All right, welcome back to Genius. So we continue with the comparison operators, and in this session we'll be talking about the greater than and the less than operators, and also the greater than or equal to or less than or equal to operators. So let's take a look at how we use them. The greater than or less than operators in Python are comparison operators used to compare two values. All of the comparison operators, we use it to compare values. When we talked about the equal to operator, we were comparing, are the two values equal? But this time around, we are now saying is a value greater than or less than another value. Do you understand? So when we say 5 is greater than 10, the answer will be false because 5 is not greater than 10. When we say 10 is greater than 7, yes, it is true because 10 is greater than 7. When we say 5 is less than 10, yes, it is true because 5 is less than 10. So they are still comparison operators. We are still comparing the values of these two variables. Okay. So the greater than, we use this angle bracket, the right angle bracket, okay, that's the operator. It returns true if the left operand is greater than the right operand. Let me show you what I mean by left and right operand, okay? So if I say y is 10, all right, then I'm now saying x is greater than. Do you understand? If I say x is greater than y, the left operand is x, the right operand is y. So here we are saying, is the left operand greater than the right operand? The value of x, which is the left operand, is 8. The value of y, which is the right operand, is 10. So is x greater than 10? The answer is false because 8 is not greater than 10. We will get false. All right. But if you now say, so if you say x is 83 and y is 10, so x is now 83, y is 10. So x greater than y. Is 83 greater than y? True. All right. So the less than returns true if the left operand is less than the right operand, okay? The greater than returns true if the left operand is greater than the right operand, while the less than returns true if the left operand is greater than the right operand. So let's go and see here. So here we are saying greater than, is the left operand greater than the right operand? All right, if we use the less than, we are saying is if the left operand less than the right operand. So is 83 less than 10? Of course, it is false. Okay, it is false. But if we take x to be 8, all right, so is 8 less than 10? The answer is true. So you can also do this thing by saying 3. You can do this with literal values. In literal values, you can say is 3 less than 4? Yes, 3 is less than 4, so the answer will be true. Okay, so this is the less than and the greater than operators. So the syntax is what you have already seen. A greater than B. It is true if A is greater than B. So if the value of A is greater than B, that means it is true. If the value of A is less than B, for the less than operator, it is true. Okay? So when we compare numbers, these are examples. When we compare numbers, is 10 greater than 5? It is true. Is 10 less than 5? No, 10 is not less than 5. 10 is greater than 5, so 10 is not less than 5. It is false. 3.5 greater than 2.5. Yes, 3.5 is greater than 2.5 for it to give you true. All right? So 7 less than 7. The answer is false because 7 is not less than 7. 7 is equal to 7. Okay? So there are two different things. 7 is not less than 7. 7 is equal to 7. So when you now say is 7 less than 7, the answer will be false. If you say is 7 greater than 7, the answer will also be false because 7 is equal to 7. Okay, so just understand these small tricks around it. We can also compare strings. Python compares strings based on their ASCII values. Remember the ASCII character set we talked about? All right. So now, when you're comparing strings, all right, you compare strings lexicographically. All right. So this is what it means. When we say is apple greater than banana, look at what we are considering here. We will take them letter by letter. The first letter is A in apple. The first letter in banana is B. So is A greater than B? It is false. You'll be like, A comes before B now. No, that's not how it works. Python will check for the ASCII value of A. So Python is going to convert when you're doing when you're using this greater than or less than operators on strings. Python is going to convert all of them, all right, to their ASCII values. So it will not check the ASCII values against the other one. So the ASCII value of A is actually less than the ASCII value of B. So let's go. Let me show you something. When we say um, when we say apple, all right, is greater than banana. What Python is going to do is that Python is going to check them letter by letter. It will check the first letters. If the first letters are equal, it will go to the second letters. If they are equal, it will go to the third letter. But if they are not equal, it will stop there. So first of all, it will check the ASCII value of A and the ASCII value of B. So let me show you what the ASCII values are. So I'm going to print odd. Remember when we talked about you use the odd function to get the ASCII, either the ASCII value or the Unicode value, anyone. All right, but definitely Python is using Unicode. So we could, when you say Unicode value, all right, you're still correct. So we are doing B here. So let's print their ASCII values. So their ASCII values here, 97 and 98. All right. So first of all, when you're checking is apple greater than banana, Python interpreter will check the first letters. The first letter here is A, and the first letter in banana is B. So look at the ASCII values. ASCII value for A is 97, and ASCII value of B is 98. So is 97 greater than 98? False. So it is not true. So don't confuse this thing as A comes before B. That means it should be less than. No, that's not how Python checks it. All right, Python will convert the because basically the greater than, all right, the greater than or the less than operator, they are actually working on integers. So Python will first of all convert the letters into their integer values, which is their Unicode value or their ASCII value. Okay, it will convert them, then it now do the comparison. So it is comparing A, the first letters, against B, and it is using their ASCII values or their Unicode values. So, but if you have something like this, apple, all right, it will still give you what? False, because they are equal. They are not, it's not greater than. So it will give you false too, because they are equal. But if you try to say, is apple equal to apple, it will give you true. All right. So it will use their ASCII values too. So now, let's try this one. If we say apple is greater than um, APP, let me say, okay, let me use APP, then PO. Okay, so now look at what is going to happen here. ASCII will check their first letters A. That means they match. Since they are equal, it will go to the next letters. It will check P, the second letter P here, the second letter P here. Two of them also match. It will not check P and O. They don't match. So it will not check what is the ASCII value of P and what is the ASCII value of A. So what's the ASCII value of P and what's the ASCII value of O? So because P comes before O, the ASCII value of P will be less than the ASCII value of O. So this is going to give us false, okay? Because the ASCII value of P is less than the ASCII value of O, and we are trying to do the greater than. Okay, so if we try this thing, now it's going to give us false. And meanwhile, okay, so, okay, oh, I'm so sorry. O comes before P. I'm sorry. O comes before P. All right, sorry. O comes before P. So you can see now, this P is being matched against this O. And if you see the ASCII values, the ASCII value of P is greater than the ASCII value of O. So because A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, N, N, O, P. So O comes before P. You understand? So the ASCII value of P is greater than the ASCII value of O. So that is why we now got through, because Apple is greater than Apple. All right. So look at what happened. Here, the first letter A will be matched against the first letter in the apple. The first letter in the apple will be matched against the first letter in the apple. So AA, both of them are equal. So since both of them are equal, to go to the next letter, PP, both of them are equal. It will now go to the next one, PO. They are not equal. All right. So it will now check which one comes first. O comes before P. That means P has a greater, the ASCII value of P is greater than the ASCII value of O. And that is why the result is true. So please, this can be tricky, but just pay close attention to it, okay? So this is what we mean by lexicographical order. All right, it is checking their ASCII values. Okay, so that is what we mean. So I think I've explained this thing very well. So H and W is H, hello less than word. H and W, they check the first letters, the ASCII value of H and the ASCII value of W. Now, yes, H comes before W. That means the ASCII value of H will be less than the ASCII value of W. That is why we have it as true. All right. Capital Z and small letter a. It will check the ASCII value of capital Z and check the ASCII value of the small letter a. Which one comes first? Yes, Z comes before A. All right. So Z has a lower ASCII value than A. All right. So it is not so. Yeah, it is no. Let's go and write this. Let's go and check this thing. So we are saying here we are saying zoo. Okay. Just give me a minute. Um, oh, okay. So let's try another capital Y, yo. Okay. Is yo greater than apple? Or we can still use apple. Now, how is Python going to check this thing? Python will check the ASCII value of capital uppercase Y and check the small letter A. So that is what it's going to compare. If it compares it, what are we going to get? Y and A, which one is greater? Now, Y is not greater than 97. So Y is 89 and small letter A is 97. So that is why it is false, because 89 is not greater than A. 89 is not greater than 97. So the ASCII values, 89 and 97. That is why I was confused what I have here. Okay. Because Z, this is supposed to be false. It is supposed to be false because Z has a lower ASCII value than A. So it is supposed to be, it can't be greater than. So Z, the ASCII value of Z should be maybe 90. I think so, because Y is 89. So Z will be 90. So 90 is not greater than 97. Small letter A is 97. So this is wrong, actually. That is why I was confused. Sorry about that. This is supposed to be false because Z has a lower ASCII value than small letter A. Okay? So know that uppercase letters have lower ASCII values than lowercase letters. So Z is less than A. They have the uppercase values have lower ASCII values. So remember, Python is using their ASCII values to actually check if they are greater than or they are not. So you can also compare list. Python compares list and tuples element by element. So it's going to check is 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 2. Okay, now to check them element by element. The first element in the first one is 1, the other one is 1, so they are equal. 2, 2, they are equal. Then 3 and 2, which one is greater than 3 is greater than 2, so that is why it is true. All right, so for tuples. So for tuples, it does the same thing. It checks their elements, 4 and 4, 5 and 6. Then is 4 less than 4? Of course, they are equal. So to go to the next element, is 5 less than 6? Yes, it is less than 6. Okay, so this is how he checks it. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. They are equal, so it's not less than. All right. None of them is less than each other. So they are equal. All right, they are equal. So this is for list. So this is false because they are actually equal. They are not less than each other. So when you want to compare sets and dictionaries, Python does not allow direct comparison of sets using the greater than or less than because sets are unordered. All right. So tuples and lists can work with the greater than or less than operators. But for sets and dictionaries, because they are not ordered, it will not work. So what they do is that they check when you are doing one set, is one set less than the other set, you're actually checking for their subset. So when you say is set 1 less than set 2, it is true because set 2 has every other thing set 1 has. So set 1 is less than set 2. So it is checking it based on their differences, the subset. So it's when you say set 1 less than set 2, Python is going to check is set 1 a subset of set 2. It means that is set 2, does set 2 has every other thing that set 1 has? If it is true, then it goes through, okay? When you now say set 2 greater than set 1, yes, set 2 is greater than set 1 because set 2 has every other thing that set 1 has. But if you try to say is set 1 greater than set 2, it will be false because set 1 does not have everything that set 2 has, okay? The same thing with dictionaries. Dictionaries will be comparing direct. Don't worry, you will get to understand dictionaries and sets and lists and tuples later on. So, but I'm just trying to bring this into your notice. So we cannot compare directly. What we are going to be comparing is the values of their keys. All right. So dictionary 1 has keys A and B, and their values are 5 and 10 respectively. Okay. So dictionary 2 has A and B too. They have the same keys, but their values differ. Okay, so you can only check for the values of their keys. So you cannot just go and compare the dictionary directly. You can only compare their keys, comparing the values of their keys like this. Okay, don't worry about this. You don't understand dictionary yet, but just know that you can also use the greater than and the less than operators on dictionaries, but you can only use it on the values of their keys. So when we talk about dictionary, we'll let you know how to use them. So we also use greater than and less than in conditional operators. Remember, all these comparison operators return true or false. And when we are working with conditional statements, we are checking if age is greater than 17. You see this expression here, if it evaluates to true, okay, something happens. Else, another thing happens. So don't worry, when we talk about the if-else statement, the conditional statements, we'll explain more. But basically, we are using the greater than or the all comparison operators, okay, they will always return true or false. And with the if statement, all right, this expression has to evaluate to either true or false. So that is why we use it in conditional statements. So when you say is age greater than 17, remember age is 18 here, and then is 18 greater than 17, the answer will be true. Then since it is true, we will print you are an adult. All right, so but don't worry, we are going to show you how to work with conditional statements, okay? You can also chain comparison operators. Python allows chaining multiple comparison operators. Look at it. We have x to be 10, and we are saying print is 5 less than x, is s less than 20. This is what Python is going to do. Python is going to first of all check. Remember, we talked about associativity. When you have two operators in an expression, all right, since they are equal, they have the same operator will have the same precedence. Okay, that means we will now rely on the associativity. So the less than operator you are using here has a left to right associativity. So first of all, we will first of all evaluate, the, is 5 less than 10? Yes, 5 is less than 10. Is x less than 20? Okay. Yes, 10 is less than 20. So 5 is less than 10, 10 is less than 20. All right. If you say is 5 less than x and x greater than 10, yes, it's correct too, because 5 is less than 10 and 10 is greater than 8. Okay, so you can also chain it like this: 5 less than 10, s less than 20. But if you try to say 5 less than 10, s less than 8, it will be false because 10 is not less than 8. All right, so we also have another one, the greater than or equal to and less than or equal to operators. So we want to check, is this value greater than or equal to this value? So if the value is greater than or it is equal to, it will give us true. Okay. So the greater than or equal to operators, this is how you write it: the greater than or equal to and less than or equal to operators in Python. They are also comparison operators used to compare two values. Now, the greater than or equal to operators will return true if the left operand is greater than or it is equal to. Do you understand? If the left operand is greater than or equal to. If you say 7 greater than or equal to 7, yes, 7 is not greater than 7, but it is equal to 7, so it will give us true. 7 is equal to 7. All right, so it is either it is greater than or it is equal to. So any of them, as long as any of them comes back true, it's fine. Less than or equal to returns true if the left operand is less than or equal to the right operand. So this is how it is written. Let's go to code. Let me show you something. Let's go to editor. If I say, um, if I say is x greater than or equal to 10, my answer is going to be true. Why? Because yes, x is not greater than 10. No problem. But the answer will be false because x, first of all, is not greater than 10 and x is not equal to 10. So none of them is true. Is s greater than 10? False. Is s greater than equal to 10? False. So we are going to get false. All right. But when you say, if I change y to be 8, so is s greater than, sorry, is s greater than, is 8 greater than 8? No. But is 8 equal to 8? Yes. So it is true. Okay. So you can see it is true. So the same thing goes here. If I say is s less than or equal to, is s less than 8? No, it is not less than 8. But is it equal to 8? Yes. So we'll first of all check the less than and the equal, and also the equal to. So that is how this thing works. Okay. So is A greater than B? A is greater than or equal to B. It is true if A is greater than or equal to B. All right. So comparing numbers, is 10 greater than or equal to 5? First of all, 10 is greater than 5. So there will be no need to check for the equal to. All right. It will give us true. Is 10 less than 5? False. Is 10 less equal to 5? False. So both of them will just be false because none of them gives us true. 10 is not less than 5. Neither is 10 equal to 5. Okay. Now, is 7 greater than or equal to 7? Yes. 7 is not greater than 7, but 7 is equal to 7. Okay. 3.5 less than or equal to 4. 3.5 is less than 4. Remember, Python will convert that 4 to 4.0. So 3.5 is less than 4. So it will give us true. It is either equal to or less than. Okay. So you also compare strings the way we use the greater than. Okay. That is the same order. So is A greater than or equal to B? Because A is still less than B. The ASCII value of A is less than. It is not equal to, it's not greater than. So it will give us false. Hello, hello. Is it less than or equal to? Yes. H, they are less than or they are equal to. Z, A. Is Z equal to the ASCII value of Z? Is it equal to? This is another error, please. Z is not greater than A. The ASCII value of Z is not greater than the ASCII value of A. And it's neither equal to the ASCII value of A. So it will give us false. So this is how you check it. Okay. You can also compare list and tuples just the same way we did it, but the difference is that greater than or equal to, all right, we'll check for is it greater than or is it equal to, all right? Greater than, only greater than, we'll just check for is it greater than. Meanwhile, greater than or equal to, we'll check is it greater than, and or you also check is it equal to. So if any of them comes true, it will be true. Okay, so basically that's the same thing with the other one, the way they work with the dictionaries, the way we work with the sets. Okay, just understand the concept. The difference there is that the greater than and the greater than equal to. All right, the greater than operator would only check for if the left operand is greater than the right operand, but the greater than or equal to operator will check is the left operand greater than or equal to. So that is the difference there. So if you have any confusion, please reach out to us so that we can explain more. Okay, but if you understand the greater than or the less than, it is not hard to understand this. So the same thing with the strings, the same thing with the set and the dictionaries. Okay, the same way you also use it in comparison operators. All right, the same way you also use it in chaining comparison, the same way. Okay, so the same way we also do it here. So thank you very much, and I will see you in the next session.